What's up, guys? Alright, so I wasn't happy with how any of the footage came out from the vlog bit before, so I've just decided to redo it. You'll see a little bit of it later. However, that bit I just couldn't reenact, so I'm just reshooting it. But essentially, with this part of the build, I couldn't think of anything more boring than just a whole bunch of footage of me cutting wires, running wires, crimping, cutting, and just trying to nut stuff out because I actually had no idea of what I was doing. However, the car now does this. Okay, let's listen to that idle one more time. So you guys are probably thinking, did I put some massive cams in there? Did I put a rotary in there? Well, if you think that, you'd be right. Yes, I put a rotary in there, and that's why no filming was done, because of the big top secret conversion. So check it out. Actually, I'm just kidding. What happened, what I think has happened, is the Nissan board has gone bad once again. Now what I'm holding in my hand here is a SR20 ECU with a Bicky ROM from 2006. So despite this terrible cold start that's on this, I plugged this in, started up, the car did want to idle and just run as per normal. So that then leads to my suspicion that I have cooked once again another Nissan board. This is not the first time I ran into this problem. I had this issue on one of my other cars, which is what led me to believe what's going on here, is that the Nissan board itself actually dislodges itself. It's got a small defect in the first series of Nissans, and the board actually comes out of the ECU itself and then starts rattling around the cage and fries itself. I was doing some wiring, I was moving the ECU and I heard the sound of something moving around inside and I just went, fuck. Not to worry though, I should be picking up a new ECU in the near future, something that's going to be a bit better than a Nissan board, and also has the ability of a map sensor, so that's a great thing, and I can delete my airflow meter, which is just another thing that can go wrong on the car. Picking up for absolute bargain price, I'll keep you guys updated with that as well. So now I'm just going to give you guys a quick rundown of everything I've done in the car, and then just there's a little bit I haven't finished off yet, so I'm going to get onto that today as well. Oh yeah, whoops. I installed these little suckers to now stop my boot from coming up, because at the last Matsuri I managed to spin out in the main S's and my boot lid flew up. So to stop that, these are now installed. They will do the job. I think I actually fucking put them too far away because they are super tight to undo. Re-duct taped up the rust here because we're still getting some water inside somehow. Okay, so starting from here, we've got our tail light loom, nice conduited, tucked up along here. This fuel pump loom, it's supposed to be conduit on there, so fuel pump comes along, joins into it, they run together, up along there, coming back down here. Then we've got the battery grounded off, and then we've got the positive feeds running straight from the starter motor straight to the board over there. Coming back over here, we've got our fuel pump and park brake and indicators. This section of the loom isn't finished because it's not conduited up yet, it's not neatly cable tied away. So this here is some twin core wire that joins into the park lights. This runs out to the front. So as the park light switches, or the light switch is flicked, that's going to turn on two LED light bars on the front bumper. That's also going to turn on the park lights in the back. Now we've also got our brake light switch here. So when the brakes are pressed, the brake lights come on. That's then going off to a straight power. We've also got an indicator wire here. In the future, when I get a front bumper and stuff sorted, I'm going to run, I think it was, I don't know, it was one of these wires. I'm going to run indicator wire out to the front, so that when I flick a switch, I'm going to have hazard only. So all 4 indicators are going to turn on. If need be, at a later stage, I can wire it up so that we got left and right indicators. I don't think that's going to be a necessary luxury. Hazards will be just fine in case I spin off or blow up and I need some assistance. So we got the main starting board here, still not finished. I'm gonna do a mural or something through here, maybe put some stickers on, I don't know. So we've got some switches and a start button down the bottom there. Then we've got a bunch of switches here that actually do fuck all yet, because we've still got to wire up the doors. I've got to change one of these to a reverse polarity switch so I can wire it up to the doors. And then there's a few other little things I want to wire in. Now pulling this back, we've got my very secure flasher relay here, and then a whole bunch of shit. Now this is where Breno sort of took over. I don't really know what's going on here. Like I have a pretty good understanding, but when it all joins into the ECU over there, that's kind of where I lose it. So we've got some relays, circuit breaker, negative, positive. Overall, could be a lot neater. But for my first attempt and Breno's first attempt at doing something like this, I think we're pretty happy with it, and it does the job. It's simple, it's neat, it's tidy. I'm still going to go through and neaten everything up, so don't judge me on that just yet. That's going to sit roughly there. Get a couple of gauges along here just to monitor the essentials: oil pressure, boost, and water temp. Then we've got this here that runs there, all the ECU control wires, and then I've basically pulled through the entire loom over this section so that we've got the igniter in here, and all that's been conduited and tucked up nice and neatly and hidden away. It's not finished yet, so please do not judge me on it, although it's still a hell of a lot neater than the factory stuff. So, and that is it. Car starts, just needs a new ECU and should be banging. So now moving on to the engine bay, we had a whole shit ton of wiring sitting around this side. All your ECU, all your coil packs, your igniter, electronic factory boost controller, wastegate, all that shit was there. All running along here. We all originally had headlights, all that's completely gone. Indicators, park lights, all that crap is gone. Down here we've got all the starter and alternator wiring all neatly done, tucked away. I don't like how these two grounds are set up, so I might redo that later. But over this side is where it's super neat now. So we've got nothing. This is all factory, hasn't been touched, as you can tell. There's spider webs and stuff all in there. All this side of the engine harness is completely untouched. The only thing that has been left on this side now is the airflow meter, which we will soon be deleting. So there goes all my hard work. That's it. Now, hopefully off to get a tube front end in the near future. Very near future. It's been a pain in the ass trying to get this car ready, but it all needed to be done in the long run. And there's only about 7 weeks left till Matsuri. I know it sounds like a lot of time, but there is an absolute shitload of work, as you can clearly see, still left to do in this car. And this is no workshop back cars, none of that bullshit. It's all me, just relying on the help of some very good friends of mine. So I also found out this cool ass fact about my fucking 180 here. It's definitely not been in any accidents well before I got my hands on it. I reckon this happened back in Japan, so check this out. As you can just see there, that has been welded right there. They're fat fucking weld, not really, they're pretty tidy welds. So that's a weld all up in there. Come over this side, you can clearly see it's been welded. And just for your reference, over here, nothing, no welds, right? Now I know what you're thinking. That definitely looks like a footprint, but it's definitely not. And look at this. It's just completely chipped down here, completely split through there. Big ass split up there. I reckon this whole thing, listen to it. Whole quarter panel made out of bog. Okay, so thanks to work, I picked up some of these. We got some push mount cable ties, so hopefully they should help with the wiring. We also got some of these cable ties here with little holes in the bottom, and I thought I'd also give these pyramid cable tie mount things to go as well. So hopefully that'll help with making a neat wiring harness. So yeah, that's the finished product. I'm not really happy with what's going on over here, but it's neat. It's kind of neat. It's out of the way. And then yeah, everything's nice and neatly conjured up, put back together. All sorted. Ready for the next mod.